Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to KUTV Primetime News at 9. We have so much in store for you, but first, let's get an introduction. With me is Samuel Kello, ready for the sign language interpretation. We are also live in all of our social media platforms. On YouTube, it's KUTV News Kenya. On X, it's KUTV_Kenya. My name is Ochieng, Cynthia, and let's get started. The National Assembly has cleared legal scholar Dr. Duncan Ochieng to take the helm at the Independence Policing Oversight Authority, succeeding Justice Ahmed Isaac Hassan. Stepping academia for former law school dean faced vetting up from the strict institutional independence. Dr. Ochieng assured MPs he is ready to speak the truth to power, while his nomination now heads back to President William Ruto for normal appointment and swearing in as oversight pressures mount on police accountability. In other news, the future of teacher management and professional standards has come under scrutiny in Parliament as President William Ruto's nominees to the Teachers Service Commission takes scrutiny in Parliament. Let's listen in.
As two nominees seek approval to join the Teachers Service Commission.
Wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders.
After being nominated by President William Ruto to join the Teachers Service Commission, Wilson Sosion has appeared before the Parliament's Education Committee for vetting. Sosion said his focus would be on strengthening teachers' management, improving service delivery, promoting innovation and advancing quality education if Parliament approves his appointment to the Commission.
Both public and private, delivers quality education outcome. Number two is to strengthen service delivery within the teaching service and to re-engineer the operations of the Commission and promote innovativeness so that we have an efficient service delivery line to the teachers and support system to our teachers.
Sosion also called for strict enforcement of academic requirements for teachers training. He told Parliament's Education Committee that candidates who fail to attain the required C+ and above grade should not be admitted to teacher training programs.
Mr. Chairman, I don't think we need to create a disorganized situation within training and recruitment of teachers policy in Kenya. All persons who have been trained on the requirements set out by TSC should be employed. And nobody should be trained as a teacher if they don't meet those requirements. Very good. Well,
on the other hand, Antonina Lentoijoni during her vetting pledged to protect the independence of the Teachers Service Commission while advocating for stronger teachers management. She also proposed automating the pension process and strengthening integrity measures with the Commission to improve efficiency and service delivery.
It is unfortunate, but Chair, in that regard, the Teacher Service Commission need to strengthen the system's processes or the integrity of the system processes or control systems to ensure that systems themselves protect teachers. And this way, Chair will have to champion the automation of the pension process to have an end-to-end process such that from application, from the clearance, from the entry of the processing of the pension, all the way to the payments.
The two nominees now await the committee's report and parliamentary decision, with their vetting set to determine whether they will join the Teacher Service Commission and take on the proposed reform agenda. Vincent Karoli, KUTV.
Meanwhile, Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba has warned politicians against using ethnic rhetoric in their campaigns, saying the trend is increasingly affecting learners. Speaking in Kitengela, Kajiado County during the installation of Professor Kivutha Kibwana as International Leadership University Chancellor, Ogamba urged leaders to keep politics out of education.
Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba has condemned the growing ethnic rhetoric in the country, warning that it has now affected learners. Speaking in Kitengela, Kajiado County, Ogamba urged politicians to keep off education and promote national unity. Speaking during the installation of Professor Kivutha Kibwana as the new Chancellor of International Leadership University in Kitengela, Kajiado County, Ogamba urged politicians to keep off education and exercise caution in their public remarks, especially on matters affecting learners.
We are being told every other day by leaders to hate each other, to hate our country, to hate the next person. We don't see anything good in a person who perhaps does not come from your community. That is not what you taught us. That is not what this country is about.
According to Ogamba, political narrative advanced by Gachagua and his allies, including them touching the mountain campaign, is highly increasing and influencing learners.
The bishop indicated that he spread out. He has people in Maringo, he has people in Ukambani, he speaks Kisi, he does all these things. Most of us are in that category. So when you tell us, don't touch this or the other, you shock us, because already we have touched.
Leaders present at the event, including religious leaders, echoed Ogamba's concern, calling on politicians to stop using ethnic remarks during public meetings. In such remarks will fuel rhetoric risk, widening existing divisions and undermine efforts to promote national unity and peaceful coexistence.
If there is something that you can say and it can be of some influence, then it is influence to the total society, not to target a section and then say that I can only talk to so and so on.
Kenya needs love. We are a multi-ethnic society. Tukubali bapema. We are also in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, you are here and I'm also here. And I don't come from your county. And you don't come from my county. And there's no place I'm going. And there's no place we are going. Situaje kupendana mapema jameni.
Kenyans are now calling on politicians to put the interest of the people first and avoid rhetoric that fuels ethnic divisions. They want leaders to promote unity and peace as the country heads toward the 2027 general election. Yvonne Shirisha, KUTV.
In other news, the government has resolved long-running Cheluget land dispute in Narok South, ending a 30-year stalemate that left thousands of families facing eviction. The land has now been transferred to the Ministry of Lands, paving way for the individuals that are yet to receive the title deeds.
The government has finally resolved the Cheluget land dispute in Narok South, bringing relief to thousands of families who have lived under the threat of eviction. Lands and Physical Planning Principal Secretary Nixon Korir said the government has made significant progress in resolving long-standing land disputes in Narok. He added that the administration is committed to ensuring affected residents finally secure legal ownership of the land they have occupied for decades.
Nilikuwa nimesema hapa awali tumekuja kukamilisha mambo ya Cheluget. Sasa mambo ya Cheluget tumekamilisha. Ahadi ambayo tulipeana kama serikali kuhakikisha kuwa mambo ya mashamba tutayatatua zote katika nchi ya Kenya. So nataka niseme leo tuko hapa na tuko hapa gavana, na nataka niseme asante sana gavana, kwa sababu ile ahadi ya kuwa tutalete title ya Mau Forest tulitimiza, hatukutimiza. Tulisema tutamaliza mambo ya Cheluget, tumemaliza, hatujamaliza. Mambo ya Angata tumemaliza.
The leaders welcomed the resolution of the disputes, saying it will provide relief to families that have lived without uncertainty over land ownership and disputes affecting residents of Narok and the wider Mau region, while restoring peace among affected communities.
Tapeli hatuna kwa hii shamba. Kila mtu anajua shamba yake pale iko. Kama ni eka mbili, hiyo eka mbili ndio unakuja kupewa title deed yako. Kama ni kota eka unapewa hapo. Hakuna status quo. Leo hii hatuna mambo ya watapeli. Hakuna mtu anaingilia shamba ya mwingine. Ile porojo sijui ya kamaja yangu itakuwa divided, ama kuna watu wanaletwa alafu waweko hiyo shamba hakuna.
Additionally, they reaffirmed residents of Narok South of resolved land disputes and settlement of the affected families.
Leo Rais His Excellency William Samoei Ruto ametimiza ahadi yake ya kusettle watu walioteseka hapa Mau. Tulisikia kuna mtu anakuja tarehe 21 huko Tiki. Huyo mtu anaitwa Rigathi Gachagua. Alikuwa amepanga kuja kuongea kuhusu maneno ya Mau, kuhusu maneno ya Ngata Barigoi, kuhusu maneno ya Nakuru. Na sasa hivi tunasema hiyo maneno imeisha. Kama kuna ajenda nyingine, kuja ongea ajenda nyingine, sio ya Mau.
For the affected families, the resolution now shifts the focus from prolonged court battles to securing individual ownership documents and a permanent settlement on the land. Cynthia, KUTV.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has issued a stern warning against any attempt to postpone the 2027 general election, saying Kenyans must be allowed to choose their leaders as provided by the Constitution. Speaking during a consultative meeting with the residents of Wamunyoro, Gachagua also claimed that support for his 2027 presidential bid is growing beyond Mount Kenya. Says different parts of the country are now calling for him to be the next president.
The DCP party leader and the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua has stepped up his 2027 political message, warning against attempts to interfere with the country's electoral calendar. Speaking during a meeting with the Wamunyoro residents, Gachagua again condemned what he alleged as a plan to postpone the 2027 general election by President William Ruto, insisting that Kenyans must be allowed to decide their leaders at the ballot.
Sasa ninapanga serikali ijayo. Si ndio? Si ile ingine tulipanga hapa. Si Kasongo alikuwa hapa. Akaomba tumsaidie. Tukamsaidia. Akifika akatusaliti. Akatugeuka. Si ni sisi wale. Kuna bahali tumeenda. Sisi tutampangia. Aende asiende.
Gachagua had raised the issue during his recent political engagement, challenging electoral authorities to assure Kenyans that the 2027 general election will be held within the constitutional timeline. Gachagua also used the Wamunyoro meeting to project claims that different parts of the country are now calling for him to take up the presidential mantle in the next election.
Nimeenda Kenya yote wanasema Rigiji asimame kiti ya rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Hii kikao nitafunga Jumatatu. Nitakuwa na group moja ya Mount Kenya North. Unajua tulikuwa na Mount Kenya West, tulikuwa na Mount Kenya East, ile ya Wameru na Waebu na Watharaka. Sasa tuko na Mount Kenya South ya Wakamba. Sasa tuko pia na Mount Kenya North ya watu ya Isiolo na Marsabit. Tunataka hii mlima yetu ikue kubwa, ndio hii mtu aende nyumbani.
Beyond the election date, Gachagua proceeded to Murang'a County, challenging the allegations for another round.
Harambe! Wasaliti wote! Tokonia! Kudagotome! UDA! Wilubaro! Wamabosho! Saburano! Nakasongo! Kasongo afagiliwe sifagiliwe.
His tour now moves to Emurua Dikir tomorrow, where he is expected to continue with his engagements. Brian Uma, KUTV.
The Kenya Counseling and Psychology Association has warned that alcohol and drug abuse is tearing through Kenya's youth, disrupting education, straining relationships, and fracturing families. National Secretary Edwin Kibe says university students are especially at risk, with some classes that begin with 300 first-year graduating as few as 40 to 60. Addiction being a key factor behind the losses. Speaking in Thika ahead of the 16th sobriety anniversary, Kibe, an addiction counselor and Huhai Kenya's executive director, drew on his own recovery journey to call for affordable rehabilitation, tougher action against traffickers, and stronger community policing nationwide.
Utumiaji wa pombe na madawa ya kulevya umeathiri hasa wanafunzi wanarika, kwa sababu unapata hawawezi wakafuatilia masomo. Wengi wao wanaingia wakiwa wengi kidato, the first years wanaingia wakiwa wengi. Ikifika mwaka wa pili, wengi wao wamedidimia, wengi wametoka. Kwa hii ilisababisha pia niende rehabilitation. Na leo nasherehekea miaka 16 kutoka niachane na uraibu wa pombe na madawa ya kulevya, hasa pombe na bangi na sigara, na ningewaomba tafadhali tujaribu wazazi tuelimisha watoto wetu, na sisi watoto tujiepushe. Wale wameingia, tafuta usaidizi kwa wenye wamehitimu.
Now from that story we are taking our very first commercial break. We'll be back, more stories. Do stay with us.
We talk about the earth, but how well do we really know it? It's a whole planet. We'll explain it.
It's right to say that a proper environment means even better products.
Absolutely. On EarthCheck, we move on various topics that touch on this mother planet.
I really enjoy doing these activities with my peers and my organization.
Beekeeping is not just about the bees, it's about our environment and the future of our lives.
It is an open secret that if you don't take care of the environment, then the environment will take care of you.
Judge of the Environment and Land Court.
Looking on various stories and topical issues that affect us, that affect our dear planet. True care begins with understanding.
Na tumepitisha sheria mpya kupitia ile Environmental Management Act. Sasa kwamba wakati unapewa leseni lazima utoe ile inaitwa bond, environmental bond.
My name is Emmanuel Kutosi, and join me every Wednesday for EarthCheck, where I'll be sure to keep you updated.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Welcome back. Mbeere North Member of Parliament Leonard Wamuthende has given a stern warning to the contractor of the Gikuyari Karambari Road, demanding at least 3.6 kilometers of tarmac. Wamuthende said the project has recorded little progress despite the contractor having been on site for 4 months. Speaking during a public engagement forum in Mbeere North, Wamuthende expressed deep dissatisfaction with the slow pace of progress. Wamuthende instructed the constructor to complete at least 3.6 kilometers within the next month, warning that failure to meet this target, he will be terminated from the project.
Tunafaa kuwa tumetayarisha 3.6 kilometers. Si ni kweli? Na wewe umesema kulingana na wewe iko sawa. So mimi sitauliza kitu, ni vile nasema mkiongea mjue tuko rada. Kisheria tunafaa kuwa na 3.6 kilometers ya lami. Na tumekusamehe ni sawa. Hii mwezi moja na mimi nataka tukutane hapa after 1 month.
A 3 million shilling public toilet project at Garoda Beach in Watamu, Kilifi County has sparked a dispute between beach operators and British investors. Operators claim the project, which they say has been years in the making, is being delayed despite funding from the county government and allocation of land.
Efforts to improve sanitation at Garoda Beach in Watamu have hit a setback, with beach operators raising concerns over delays in a 3 million shilling public toilet project they say is long overdue. Garoda Beach has been said to attract hundreds of tourists daily, with visitors from Malindi and Mida Creek frequently stopping there. The beach operators say the lack of public toilet is becoming a problem, with some tourists forced to use bushes to relieve themselves.
Tokea wa British ambao sasa wanapinga huo mradi, na sisi kama jamii ama kama community tunaofanya kazi hapa tunasema huo mradi ni lazima utengenezwe, kwa sababu ni aibu tunafanya kazi na wakina mama hapa alafu hawana pahali pa kujisaidia. Inakuwa aibu. Wageni wanashinda hapa kutoka saa 12 mpaka saa 12 jioni, alafu wakiwa wametumia chakula hawajui wataenda wapi.
The county government has already set aside 3 million shillings for the project. Operators say that they have fought for the facility for more than 8 years and are now calling on the project to start.
Sisi tumefight hili janga la choo miaka nenda miaka rudi. Sasa hii government imesikia kilio chetu, KWS wamesikia kilio chetu, wamekuja kutuonyesha mahali tujenge choo. Mtu from nowhere anakuja na stopisha mradi. For real ni haki. Na nataka niongee kwa niaba ya government ambao mlitupa huu mradi wa choo. Nataka hili swala mulizingatie haraka iwezekanavyo, kwa sababu Garoda Beach tunateseka, na tunateseka sisi kama wapigaji kura wenzenu na wageni wetu kwa ujumla.
The beach operators say the project is important for both tourists and the local communities to have, accusing the British investors of trying to derail the county-funded project, but insist they will continue pushing for the toilet to be built.
Kubaliana mpaka tukaunda kamati task force ya watu 9, na tumeenda pale, tumesema ile ndio site ya kwanza. Kama tumekubaliana choo itakuwa pale, tukaidentify site ya pili na ya tatu, lakini tukakubaliana wataenda kuleta expert, mtu aangalie atuambie kama pale ni sawa na kama kuna shida ni tufanye nini. Lakini already we have agreed ni wapi? Ni pale. Na sisi kama beach operators pale hatuachili na pale hatutoki. Budget ya county ni 3 million. Wameweka. The money is there. Mtu anapinga na hakuna kitu yake anatumia. Kwa nini? Hajaulizwa pesa. We don't want their money. The money is there for the government. Where are they saying no?
The beach operators have asked the county government and other authorities to intervene to ensure that the project is completed before the year ends. Shedmudeu, KUTV.
Siaya National Polytechnic has positioned itself as a future hub for green transport skills after launching a new electric mobility curriculum. The TVET-approved program, developed in partnership with Songa Mobility, will train students and artisans in repair and maintenance of electric vehicles as Kenya advances its clean energy agenda.
The growing demand for electrical vehicle technicians has prompted Siaya National Polytechnic to introduce specialized training, equipping students and local mechanics with skills needed to support Kenya's shift towards cleaner transport. Siaya National Polytechnic Principal Engineer Felix Odhiambo says the new course will equip students with clean energy skills while supporting communities to reduce reliance on fossil fuels as the country shifts towards cleaner technologies.
We are happy that we launched the e-mobility program of training together with the Songa company. And technically what you're saying is that we are going to have students who are going to learn not only the conventional system of automotive, but we are going now the clean energy system, whereby we have vehicles not using fossil fuel.
The new e-mobility curriculum is set to take effect in January 2027, with the Polytechnic crediting its partnership with Songa Mobility for supporting the development and successful rollout of the program.
We are launching a new curriculum come January 2027, e-mobility. We have partnered with the Songa Mobility, whose ideally came from them, and therefore we were able to design and develop this curriculum that has already been approved by TVETA.
The program will also target Jokali mechanics, equipping them with practical skills to repair and maintain electrical vehicles. The institution seeks to ensure local technicians keep pace with the fast-changing automotive technology.
We were determined because we don't want our students to be left behind, because technology has now changed from normal automotive curriculum to e-mobility. Again, we are calling upon even people who are outside and they have some technical skills in service and repairs of e-mobility machines. They come here for RPL, and even the students who are interested to be trained on e-mobility.
The reason why we are here is we wanted to actually do a joint maybe launch of the curriculum with the Siaya Technical Institute, because we realized that there was a gap whereby we had very many graduates coming out of universities and also technical schools, but they were very heavy on the theory. So what this curriculum help us do is basically help us bridge that gap by ensuring that we produce very heavy or basically ready students in terms of basically on-ground experience, basically coupling that plus our field experience, and ensuring that at least we can reduce on the cost of retraining.
With the curriculum set for rollout in January 2027, the institution is now turning its focus to building a skilled workforce capable of supporting Kenya's growing e-mobility sector and clean transportation. Vivian Anyango, KUTV.
What began as a reported romantic relationship has ended in tragedy in Mbeere South, Embu County, after a 35-year-old man and his 24-year-old lover were found dead in Muguka Farm. Police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the suspected murder.
Mbeere South, Embu County are investigating the deaths of two lovers whose bodies were found in a Mugaka farm hours after they were reportedly seen together. The discovery brought a shocking end to a relationship residents say was openly displayed. The two were reportedly seen together at a nearby shopping center on Tuesday evening, appearing to be on good terms.
Jana walishinda pamoja, wakadea simu ngambo ile pamoja, wakaja Njikasa pamoja, wakaelekeza tu pamoja, wakiwa wanapendana pamoja mpaka maraso yao pale nyumbani. Sasa pale tuwezi kushuhudia tu wakiingia kwenye bao waliendea namna gani, lakini tumekuta viatu zao pale pamoja Alafu mili yao ndio iko hapa hivi. Alikuwa anashuhudia kweli atajinyonga, atajiua. Kwani wazazi wampendi. Na kapia hole nyinyi wazali kwa irini.
However, the man is said to have borrowed a friend's phone and recorded a video claiming his parents did not love him and opposed to his relationship with a woman. He allegedly suggested that his days could be numbered.
Asubuhi ya kuamkia leo tumeitwa na simu tukaelezewa kwamba Eric amejinyonga kwa mti wa mwembe na chini bibi yake amelazwa hapo akiwa marehemu. Tukiangalia Eric ndiye alimuua mkewe kwa njia yenye hatujui sababu maaskari hawajafika na hakuna mwenye amewaguza. So hiyo ni janga lenye limetuguza sisi kama wenye familia, na tunaomba vijana tafadhali, mtu akifika mwisho afadhali ujiongee ama utafute usaidizi kwa mtu mwingine.
Residents alleged that the man strangled the woman before hanging himself. His uncle described him as hot-tempered, saying he had left his wife and 2 children for the relationship. His family had urged him to return home and take responsibility for his children, while dismissing claims that they hated him.
Yeye akona bibi na watoto wawili, lakini yao waliwaacha na akakuja akaoa msichana mwingine. Lakini wazazi wake walikuwa na msihi sana, akimwambia arudie watoto wake, juu wao wanateseka na huyu ana mtoto wake. Sasa wazazi wake alikuwa anaomba huyu msichana, anawaambia vizuri arudi kwao. Juu yule wamekaa naye mtu wa hasira na mtu. Lakini hao juu ya ile mapenzi walikuwa nao, walikuwa wamependana hao wawili. Hawakuwa wanaachana, wakienda kila mahali wanaenda.
The 2 bodies have since been taken to Embo Level 5 Hospital mortuary for postmortems as police seek to establish the exact cause of death and piece together the events that preceded the tragedy as investigations are continuing. Petra Faith, KUTV.
Kenya and Turkey are upgrading long-standing political and diplomatic relations into a strategic partnership with a tangible impact across trade, investment, connectivity, security, health, and people-to-people cooperation. During talks in Nairobi, Prime Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi, engaged the Turkey-Kenya Parliamentary Friendship to group between the cooperation. The Kenya delegation was led by Dr. Adan Keyan Weli, CBS MP chairperson of the Kenya-Turkey Parliamentary Friendship Group, while the Turkish delegation was led by Ismail Guinness. Members of the Turkish Grand National Assembly for USAC province and co-chair of the Turkey-Kenya Parliamentary Friendship Group. Now we move on to the next. As the week nears its end, we have witnessed changes in the world of business which are worth knowing, all the way from Treasury officials being arrested over fraud allegations to the Kenyan sugar industry showing signs of a possible rebound. Listen in as we explore these changes which are of importance to you.
Officers from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission (EACC) arrested 2 officials from the National Treasury and 7 other individuals over the allegations of fraudulent disbursement of 1.5 billion Kenya shillings. The arrests were made following the finalization of an investigation forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecutions (DPP). The commission has lined up charges of unlawful acquisition of public property, abuse of office, money laundering, acquisition of proceeds of crime, and uttering false documents, among other offences for legal action.
Present before court have been arraigned for various offences touching on abuse of office, some money laundering, unlawful acquisition of public property, and others acquisition of proceeds of crime. The accused persons present before court apply to be released on lenient bond terms. The prosecution have also applied that the court enforces stringent measures owing to the seriousness of the offense.
The persons before you are no longer suspects. They are accused persons.
And still within the same set, in a significant policy shift, Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi revealed that the government is exploring funding options to reduce fuel prices. This marks a shift from its earlier strategy of avoiding fuel subsidies, although the specific source of funding remains unspecified. To power matters, now where Kenyans nationwide are bracing themselves for higher electricity bills this month following a recent announcement from the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority. The approved increase of 4.7 shillings per kilowatt an hour means that prepaid users will receive fewer electricity tokens for the same payment, while postpaid consumers will see a noticeable rise in their bills for equivalent usage. On a more positive note, the Kenyan sugar industry appears to be on the rebound after 7 years of volatility. This is attributed to 117 billion Kenyan shillings debt write-off and the leasing of 4 publicly owned loss-making sugar mills to private investors for a period of 30 years. In the financial markets, Kenya's banking sector continues to generally register stellar performance in their half year to June, with investor confidence reflected in their performance on the Nairobi Stock Exchange. Events at the bourse have seen the Kenya Revenue Authority has been able to receive a 73% rise in collection from the bourse channeled via capital gains tax. As we navigate the financial year, attention turns to the Treasury and its plans to secure funding for the reinstating fuel subsidies. Stay tuned for further updates as these significant developments unfold.
Kakamega High School's football campaign has ended after failing to gather enough points for a semi-final place scheduled for the 21st of August in the Federation East Africa Sports Association Games in Morogoro, Tanzania. Kenya remains competitive across several disciplines, with St. John's Girls Kitale and Ikutha Girls progressing in girls basketball 3x3, while St. Mary's Yala and Agoro Sari advancing in the boys category. Musinga High School has secured a handball semi-final berth as Bukedea, Chepseita, Kesagon and Muitoti progresses in volleyball. And Kenya is set to host the Association of National Olympic Committees of Africa Youth Games in Nairobi from the 24th of August to the 28th, bringing together more than 300 young athletes from 11 countries. The regional competition will feature international experience while preparing for future competitions, including the Dakar 2026 Youth Olympic Games that are scheduled to take place on the 31st of October. Well, that is all we had for you tonight on the 20th of August, the year 2026. Many thanks for you, our viewer, for tuning in to the last minute. Many thanks also to those who made this bulletin a success, my producer, my director, and those who aided her in the camera, the TX, digital, and all that. With me had been Sammy Okello. My name is Ochieng. Cynthia, do have a lovely night.